So what challenges do you foresee with kind of your approach versus, maybe like general society context people don't quite understand or are like, what is Tebi doing? Whether it be within the family, like your extended family context, or even in the education system, to be fair. What challenges do you foresee, and how do you think? Because I've noticed you like to think not just tomorrow, but like long term.
Yes. Yeah, that's true, and I have definitely thought about that. But also, I've already encountered it. Like, obviously, we're around family a lot, and of course, they always encourage me, like, why don't you pinch her? Why don't you tell her, don't bring the glass off the table? She's walking around with a glass, she's going to break that. And it's just about also knowing that that person maybe doesn't know what you know, and they're not the child's parent, and they can advise anything they want. It's up to them. But it's also up to you to communicate what you want to communicate in a respectful manner, because they think they're right. And at the end of the day, you think you're right too. So everybody has their own opinion. So for me, it's just about, respectfully telling them, actually, I don't pinch her, and I don't want to. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think there are better ways to teach her XYZ. If they're interested, explain to them where it comes from, why, I'm playing the long game. I think it might take longer for her to learn what it is, but I don't want to just pinch her to scare her. So she'll be scared of the pinch rather than be scared of, if I move from here to there with this glass, there's a chance that between here and there, it can break, So just like her really using her brain rather than just being in fear, So, trying to explain to them in a way that they'd understand, and being understanding to them as well.
True.
Same thing because I've been very public about the way that I parent on social media. Same thing with that, just explaining. You do not know how many times I've explained about the eating,
right? The baby led weaning.
Like, she's wasting food. The food is getting everywhere. What are you doing, really? Is she getting full? You're going to send your baby to bed like that? Like, it's just all these questions like that.
They have real capacity to self-regulate.
Exactly. Like, it's her stomach. She knows when she's full. I'm not going to force her to eat something she doesn't want to eat. And for me, if you force the child, they stop being able to listen to their bodies and thinking, I'm full.
Totally.
They just think, I need to finish this food because mom said I should, or she'll spank me, or I won't get dessert, So it's just about, being ready to. And I think for me, it's like, I believe that having a social media platform, you expose yourself to the kind of criticism you get. And I believe that it's something that you have to take on the chin. And for me, it's about repeating myself over and over and over to different people via DM. I don't mind that. Like, I asked for it, and I have to explain over and over and over again. And I honestly don't mind it. So I answer all the questions whenever I need.
And like, obviously, like, you're a young mom who's documenting her journey. What advice would you give to other young moms who feel like they want to try this new way that's like very different from how we were raised? And kind of incorporate, the gentle parenting techniques that you've talked about. What advice would you give to them?
Wow. I think firstly would be to really listen to your instincts and to your heart, because I believe that everybody has a lot of kindness in them, even though sometimes we're hardened over time. And you become someone who maybe you're not on the inside. I think everybody has this kindness in them that they can tap into whenever they want to. And knowing that's like the basis. Then my second thing would be to do your research. Your information is your power. Once you know something and you're doing something with intention, it's hard to go wrong. Like, if you know what you're doing and you're listening to your heart, I think those two are like a very powerful combo. You can manage anything on this earth. So just like making sure you've done the research. Your child deserves that. Like, deserves you doing the research. You brought them into this world. They didn't ask to be here.
This is true.
Do the work, do the research, and don't just rely on what you've always heard about and the easy way out. Like, parenting gently is not the easy way out. It's actually very hard. It requires a lot of repetition, a lot of calming yourself down. Yeah, it's sometimes you get riled up and you're like, what I want to do is to shout at you, but you're going to have to stop yourself and over time realize, why do I want to shout? You know, go to therapy. It's worth the cost. You know, your child deserves that. You know, to me, it's like, do all the work you need to do because your child did ask to be here. You know, so you need to be your best for them.
True.
They don't need to do their best for you because they're children.
Yeah, you brought up a really interesting point about going to therapy, because I always say like your childhood trauma always shows up in your marriage, first of all, and then like while you're raising your kids, you're like, why am I so triggered?
Yes. Oh my gosh, many times I've just like broken down to my husband and just been like, what am I doing? I'm not qualified to do this.
Yeah.
I was not raised like this. I can't possibly do the right thing if the right thing was not done to me. So I just don't know. I don't know what to do. But therapy has really helped me really look into myself and realize the root of some of these issues. And and just trying to work through them. Yeah.
I commend you for that. Because doing that inner work is not easy.
It's not. It's not. It's very, very messy.
And I saw a post this week on social where it was like, you do a certain level of work and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be good after this, and it's like, no, you keep uncovering things and you have to keep growing.
Always
new levels.
You never know. You don't know how deep it is until you start, you know, really unpacking the kind of it's messy.
So thank you so much for sharing that.